Kissing you? Brr, even thinking about it is disgusting. Lauren threw him sharply in his face, and he just gritted his teeth, got angry, and later became a millionaire. Zach stared at Lauren again. She was angry because he kept glancing at her, and now he didn't look away at all, even when she grimaced and rolled her eyes. "Oh, Lauren, get ready," her friends joked during the break. "Zach will definitely marry you after graduation. He will read books to you, and you will clean his glasses." Lauren was seething with such jokes. She could not stand nerds, and even more so, those like Zach. His hair is always perfectly combed, his nails are trimmed, his shirt is buttoned up to all the buttons. Phew, she grimaced, but Zach was indifferent to her whims. He only smiled mysteriously, and finally he dared to ask her to a slow dance at the prom. He carefully put his arm around her waist, and only the slight tremor of his fingers betrayed his excitement. "Lauren," he began as they spun to the music, "I really like you." "Oh, really?" she snorted. "And I thought you were staring at me because I reminded you of algebra equations." Zach paused, lost for a second, but then he squeezed her hand even tighter and continued. "Lauren, I've been in love with you since first grade. I thought it would pass, but I just can't live without you. I think about you all the time. Every morning I came to school first because suddenly you would come earlier. And we would be in class together, breathing the same air, laughing together at our classmates' jokes. The closer it got to the prom, the more I thought, how would I live without you? And now I've decided, if you accept my proposal, let's get married." Lauren stared at him. She definitely didn't expect this. How could he, a nerd, assume that she, the first beauty in school, would agree to marry him? "I know what you're thinking right now. You can't say it," Zach said. "You think, how can I, an ordinary nerd with glasses, hope that the most beautiful girl in school will marry me? But believe me, you won't regret it. I will move mountains. I will turn the world upside down. I will work day and night so that you can be happy with me." "Are you serious?" Lauren grimaced. She looked at him with contempt and snorted. "But I don't even like kissing you, not to mention anything else." She laughed and added, "But what can you give me? A teacher's salary with dreams of becoming a principal? You've got it." The song had long since ended. Lauren stood in a circle of her friends, talking animatedly to them, not even glancing in Zach's direction. Her friends were bursting into laughter throughout the room, and Zach? He stood there, as if rooted to the spot. His mind couldn't process it. He confessed his feelings. And here it was. Why did I do it? Loud, girlish laughter cut through his ears. He wanted to fall through the ground, but it was too late to change anything. Zach didn't remember how the graduation ended. Seizing the moment, he quietly left the hall, walked along the night street and thought, maybe from the bridge into the water. But then he remembered his mother, the woman who had raised him alone for 2 years, who lived only for him. "No, Lauren, I'll teach you a lesson." He clenched his fists. "You'll regret being so mean to me." "Oh my God, 20 years?" Lauren wondered aloud, putting her hair in a fashionable hairstyle. It seemed like only yesterday that graduation took place, and we were already getting ready for the anniversary. I wonder how some of us have settled down in life. "Well, your oligarch is the biggest loser," Lauren's husband continued the conversation. "That's how much money you need to have to book an entire restaurant, invite everyone, and not take a penny from you. You know, I'm in shock myself. I asked Natasha twice more if this was really our Zach or if the girls had messed something up. You watch out, or he'll beckon you with bucks, and you'll part like a piece of chocolate," the husband warned jokingly, although in reality he knew very well how greedy Lauren was for money. That's what he came up with, but even in his youth he had nothing to look at. And now, apparently, he's completely lost his way with his studies. He's become blinding, his belly has grown. Lauren snorted and spun around in front of the mirror with satisfaction. At 37, she really looked gorgeous. As soon as Lauren entered the restaurant and assessed her classmates, she immediately calmed down. Her cleavage was the deepest, her breasts the biggest, her legs the longest. A queen. Beaming with a smile, she approached the group of classmates. Everyone told her where they worked and how many children they had. But the music stopped and all conversation stopped. The class teacher entered the hall with some handsome man. "Who is this? Our teacher's son?" Lauren whispered in her classmate's ear. "What? Don't you recognize him? It's Zach." Who? Lauren didn't understand. "Zach, only he had surgery. Now he doesn't wear glasses. And he goes in for sports. He's pumped up his muscles. His clothes are stylish, expensive. He's become an enviable man. Tell me?" her friend whispered. Meanwhile, Zach led the class teacher to a place of honor, asked everyone to raise their glasses, and made an introductory toast. Everyone unanimously supported his words, drank, and had a snack. The teacher made a second toast. Everyone drank and had a snack again. And Lauren sat at the table as if in a fog. The third toast is traditionally for love. Zach stood up from his seat. "And I asked our classmate, Lauren Smith, to come to me." "Why are you sitting?" Natasha pushed her. "The oligarch is calling." Lauren blushed. His wife was sitting next to Zach, and he was calling his first love. It was awkward to refuse. With trembling hands, she took a glass of red wine and stood next to Zach in the center of the hall. "Now, I want to drink to love." "And to you, Lauren," Zach began solemnly. "I think everyone here remembers that I once loved this girl very much. And many know that at the graduation, I proposed to Lauren. Yes, it looked funny, childish, naive. But Lauren's no became that magical pendulum that made me enter one of the best universities. Already in my first year, I went to work. It was so hard for me that you can't imagine. I worked during the day, prepared for seminars at night, and ran for a couple of hours in the morning. And every time I gave up, when I wanted to give up on everything, I remembered Lauren's words. "What can someone like you give me?" And this phrase pushed me to work again, to take risks, to fall and get up again. Thanks to your no, Lauren, I found a woman who loved me despite my glasses, modesty, and not so high salary. Thanks to your support, Olenko, he said to his wife, we developed our business. And thanks to your love, I became a happy father of our 2 children. Therefore, friends, I wish that love lives in everyone's heart. Because even if it is not mutual, it can still change our whole lives. As Lauren drove home, I thought about it. And why did I snort then, you fool? She would have said, okay, and then she would have looked, marry him, or maybe someone better would have turned up. All night, Lauren scolded herself for blowing through millions so frivolously, but the next morning, an idea fix ripened in her head. What if it works? Smiling to herself, Lauren took out her cell phone and wrote Zach a message. Hi. We didn't talk much yesterday. Let's meet somewhere for coffee. Zach didn't immediately respond to Lauren's message. He needed some time to think through everything that had happened at the anniversary and give himself an answer on how to proceed. He remembered well the moment when his heart beat faster, seeing Lauren after so many years. But his life had changed, and he was no longer the same guy he had been at graduation. The next day, Zach took out his cell phone and began to type an answer. Hi, Lauren. Thanks for your message. I'm so glad you want to see me, but I have to be honest with you that my life is on a different path right now. I'm happy in my married life, and I respect our past, but I think our paths have long diverged. I hope you understand my decision. Zach felt the pain of typing those words, but he knew that everything had to stay where it was. He pressed the send button and leaned back in his chair, staring at his phone screen. He knew Lauren was probably disappointed, but he felt like it was the right decision. A few minutes later, Lauren replied. Her message was concise, but there was pain in it. I understand. Thanks for being honest. Zach sighed heavily, but he felt relieved. According to his beliefs, he had done the right thing. They had both been through different stages in life, and now each had their own priorities. Lauren, although an important part of his past, remained a part of those memories that were not supposed to return to his present life. I hope you find your happiness, Lauren, Zach thought, before hanging up the phone and returning to his family.